Hi, this is Sophiakarpman, host of the Dream Big Podcast show. Place to learn, laugh, and grow.
And this is olgakarpman. Welcome to the Dream Big Podcast.
Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be." Big dreamers, have you ever heard the saying, "The sky's the limit"? Well, on this podcast, we believe that there are no limits to what you can achieve if you dream big and work hard and educate yourself along the way. Throughout history, there have been many women who have refused to be held back by their barriers. And anyway, they broke down those barriers and achieved amazing things. Today's episode is dedicated to Women's History Month and celebrates the remarkable women who have paved the way for future generations. Our goal in this episode is to inspire you to never give up and keep on pursuing your dreams. We will focus on a few of these incredible women and their achievements, like Ruby Bridges, a civil rights activist, also Annefrank, a young Jewish girl living in hiding during the Holocaust, and Malala Yousafzai, a remarkable girl known for her bravery and advocacy for girls' education, even after Taliban tried to kill her. Let's learn from them and see how we can apply those lessons in our daily lives today. So sit back and relax and get ready to be inspired by their stories.
This is episode 345 of the Dream Big Podcast, and it's time
to dream big!
Welcome to the Dream Big Podcast show. We're inspiring you to shoot for the moon, take aim and go. We bring to you amazing guests who truly love what they do. Every day they're living their dreams, and so can you. Dream big, take action to reach your goals. Are you pumped yet? It's showtime, let's rock and roll.
Hey there, big dreamers! Today we're going to talk about three remarkable girls who had one very important thing in common. Can you guess it? I heard another guess, and another. And I think you all guessed it right. They refused to let obstacles get in the way of their dreams. They all faced enormous challenges, but they never, ever gave up. But before I tell you about those three remarkable girls, here's a couple of jokes for you. Why did the woman wear a helmet to work during Women's History Month?
why?
Because she was afraid of shattering the glass ceiling. Get it? Ooh, this one's a good one. One more. Why did the girl dress up as Amelia Earhart for Women's History Month?
Why?
Because she wanted to take her school project to new heights. Get it?
Good one. Thank you, Sophia.
Oh, don't clap for me. It's okay.
We still will do. We love your jokes, right, big dreamers?
Oh, yeah, I hear a yeah. A yeah, and another yeah. Jokes aside, let's get back to our episode. The way we chose one of these characters is because of a school project I have. And that character was Ruby. Well, Ruby Bridges. I got assigned Ruby Bridges for a little play in my school to show about how much history means to us. And like I said, I got Ruby. So I got really liked this character, and I was super excited. So I had to study a little, and I found about a lot of facts about her. And I'm so excited to share them with you, big dreamers. She's so inspirational, and you're going to find out right now why. And this is my favorite quote, too. You ready to hear it? When you start a new trail equipped with courage, strength, and conviction, the only thing that can stop you is you. Ruby Bridges is a remarkable girl who at just 6 years old made history by becoming one of the first African-American students to attend an all-white school in the American South in the 1960s. Ruby wasn't liked by many people right then, but she pushed through and focused on her education. In kindergarten, she was at an all-black school with no whites around. But then she passed a very hard test and moved to William Frantz School, an all-white school. and she felt a little nervous at first. But she got a great teacher, and she loved her teacher. They had a lot of fun, but she had to stay in her class during recess and lunch because she was black. Her only friend in the school was her teacher, Mrs. Henry. Mrs. Henry was the only teacher who agreed to teach Ruby, and that was pretty cruel. And you know what's a funny fact about her? On her first day of school, she thought the mobs of people outside were there to celebrate Mardi Gras. Ruby had to be escorted to school by marshals to avoid the violence. Big Dreamers, can you imagine? It wasn't that long ago. My aunt's still alive, and she was 10 when Ruby Bridges was born. It was a difficult childhood for Ruby, but she pushed through and continued with her education. This teaches us, Big Dreamers, an important lesson. No matter how challenging things may seem, we must never give up on our dreams. We should always strive to be curious, resilient, and strong in the face of adversity, just like Ruby.
Great story, Sophia, as always. Thank you so much for sharing. By the way, I can't wait for you to be dressed up as Ruby for your little play at school.
Thank you, Mom. I can't wait either. I'm very excited.
Our next story that we'll share with you, Big Dreamers, is about the girl who spent 2 years in hiding. And thanks to her diaries, thanks to her bravery, we can learn more about the Holocaust. Once upon a time, in a land far away, there lived a little girl named Anne Frank. She was born in Germany, but her family had to flee to Netherlands during World War II. Unfortunately, the war followed them, and Anne and her family had to go into hiding to stay safe. Anne spent 2 years living in a secret attic with her family and few other people. It was very scary and difficult time, but Anne never lost her spirit. She wrote all about her experiences and feelings in a diary that she named Kitty. Despite the challenges she faced, Anne never lost her hope for a better future. She once wrote, "I don't think of all the misery, but of the beauty that still remains." Sadly, Anne and her family were eventually discovered and taken away by the Nazis. But Anne's diary survived and has inspired millions of people around the world to never, ever give up hope, even in the darkest of times. Big Dreamers, if you are facing right now challenges in your life, remember about this one word: hope. There are gonna be better times, no matter what. Anne's story personally inspired me because it showed me that no matter how difficult things may seem, there's always a glimmer of hope and, of course, positivity to be found. Her words and thoughts were full of kindness, love, and hope, and even in the most challenging of circumstances. She reminds us all to hold on to our dreams and beliefs and to never give up in the face of adversity. If you ever get a chance to visit Netherlands, please go to Amsterdam to Anne Frank's House Museum. This is the actual house where Anne Frank and her family lived in hiding during that time. And it has been preserved as a museum to educate us, visitors, about the life and legacy of Anne Frank and the history of the Holocaust.
Thank you, Mom, for that story. I can't wait to visit that museum. And the final story I prepared for you in rhyming. In Swat Valley, Malala was born, a place where girls' education was often torn. With Taliban rising, she knew it was time to stand up for what's right and not to resign. At 11 years old, she wrote and she spoke, advocating for girls who were silenced and broke. In 2012, on her school bus, a gunman did appear. But Malala's spirit never faltered. She had no fear. In the UK, she recovered and began to rise, speaking for those who could not with such grace and wise. A Nobel Peace Prize and many awards later, Malala still fights for girls' education. She's a motivator. Now she's a student, an author, a leader so bold. Malala's passion for education will never grow old. She shows us that no matter how young or small, we can make a difference and stand tall for all.
Great poem, Sophia. Big dreamers, as Malala once said, one child, one teacher, one book, one pen can change the world. You have the power to make a difference in the world, just like Ruby, just like Anne, just like Malala did. Always remember to believe in yourself, follow your dreams, and never, ever, ever let obstacles get in your way. Keep reading, keep learning, keep striving to make the world a better place. We believe in you and can't wait to see what you will accomplish.
Big Dreamers, we only shared 3 stories with you today, but we know you're going to keep on learning about these amazing women who changed the course of history and inspired us. Today's challenge is to find your own woman hero in your own life. Maybe it's your mom, your grandma, your big sis, your aunt, even your neighbor, or a firefighter, a veterinarian, maybe your doctor. They're all women heroes. We want you to make a story and honor it in your own way. Maybe you're going to draw a picture of you and that person, like maybe you and your big sister, or you and your mom, or you and your dog. Anyone. What? Dogs can be heroes too. I mean, a lot of female dogs exist, and also a lot of dogs rescue people in an avalanche or something like that.
That's right. I like your thinking, Sophia.
Maybe give your dog a Sprinkles doggy cupcake like my aunt does.
Baby cats can be heroes too. Yeah, Sophia's recording this podcast and cats...
Dressed as a cat. Like, I have my tail and my...
Ears perked up. By the way, you can check our Instagram and stories. I always post Sophia's backstage.
Yeah, this one is so funny. I'm just going to tell you a little about it. My mom finds me in her bed, and I run through the bed trying to avoid her. It is so funny.
Yes, I'll post that as well, Sophia. Well, anyways, Big Dreamers, you can email us your pictures or the way you honored your women heroes to my email, olga@dreambigpodcast.com, or simply tag us on Instagram. Ask your parents to help you post the story or post, and we will make sure to repost it. We'll love to hear from you, and we will love to hear about these amazing women heroes in your life. So please share your stories. Please share our podcast. Make sure you leave us a review. And don't forget, we're on many, many platforms. Let's celebrate this Women's History Month together by recognizing the awesome women heroes in our own communities.
Are you up for the challenge, Big Dreamers? Let's do this.
Big Dreamers, if you loved this episode as much as we loved recording it for you and researching and coming up with poems, as you know, it's a lot of work. Please share it with your friends and family, with your school teacher, with your principal. This is Women's History Month. We would like to inspire so many people to learn about these incredible women. And of course, never ever believe in barriers in front of you. Always go and shoot higher than what society is telling you to do. Please, let's do it together. And of course, we appreciate the review. If iTunes knows that you like our show and you leaving us a review and you listening to us, then they will promote us even more. And more people, with your help, will get a hold of Dream Big Podcast. And we would love that, because that's our mission, to inspire millions and millions of people to dream big. And of course, never believe that something is impossible. Always shoot for the moon. Just simply send your friends a link to our show, dreambigpodcast.com/345 for this episode. This is where you can find our show notes. And if you're listening us on any platform, in the description to this episode, you'll find all the links. We would appreciate if you copy, paste, and just text or put it on Facebook. And of course, spread the love, spread the joy, spread the inspiration and positive vibes.
That's all for today, Big Dreamers. As always, thank you so much for tuning into the Dreaming Podcast. This was Sophiakarpman
and olgakarpman,
reminding you that you've unlimited potential. Your dreams are not optional. You need to make them essential. So take massive action and turn those big dreams into reality. Live with passion the way life was meant to be. See you next episode. Bye.